Hey, Norcal Carters. It is April 8th, 2024. And tonight, as you can see above my head, Go-Kart Hall of Fame, we're going to have Tim Meyer on here in a few moments. And he's going to talk about the Bakersfield event coming up and also the inaugural year for the Go-Kart Hall of Fame. But before we jump to Tim, we got a couple housekeeping items to go over. First of all, we've been rounding up applicants for the NorCal Fitness Challenge. So that's with Dr. Davy Jones. You can find him on Instagram, and you can contact Davy Jones directly. You can and ask him for the link to sign up. We did a show a couple weeks ago. You can hit rewind, go to YouTube or Facebook, look at our previous show, and that will allow you to look at the show we did with Dr. Davy Jones here a couple weeks ago. Plus, we did one in January. So the fitness challenge is open to everybody. We're bringing on prizes as we speak. So yeah, that's going to be exciting. And what else is going on? We have our calendar. So give me one moment here while I bring up the calendar page. And again, I'm just going to blow through the calendar stuff because last week we did the upcoming events. So there's no need to be too redundant on that when you can easily go to NorCal Carters and check it out for yourself. Let's see here. There we go. So April, as you can see, we have this weekend coming up. We have Challenge of the Americas. They're gonna wrap up their series at Sonoma this weekend. And if you missed out on it, if you're thinking about doing challenge, it's not too late to pre-register. You're gonna pay a little bit of a premium because you dragged your feet, but you can still register for the race again at Sonoma. But pay attention. The track has changed the schedule a little bit. On Pit Move-In. So if you go to NorCal Carters on Facebook or challengekarting.com or also Challenge of the Americas, follow them on Facebook or social, they will keep you updated on all the pit information. But if I have my date right, it was no move-ins until 1 p.m. tomorrow. So if you're planning on going up there tonight or tomorrow morning, stay tuned to Challenge Karting for the latest update. And they're going to do Andy had a great word for it, and it just escaped my brain. But he's basically going to it's going to be not assigned. It's always assigned. It's going to be a coordinated parking effort because the pit spaces are, it's going to be pretty tight for this round. So when you show up, be a little bit prepared to stay in a line and get directed to where you need to be at the appropriate time. So again, that's this weekend. So Challenge of the Americas, that's going to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And they're on the Vega tire this year. They're running multiple engine packages. All their information can be found at challengekarting.com, or you click on, this is the NorCal Carters website. You click on their link, takes you right to their webpage, their information, all that fun stuff. So again, this is norcalcarters.com on the event page. Also, as I said, we have Tim Meyer on tonight. And they have their inaugural 2024 Go-Kart Hall of Fame induction. So Tim's going to talk to that. There's also a vintage event down at Bakersfield this weekend. So Tim strategically placed those next to each other. So that way the Bakersfield vintage event, guys didn't have to travel multiple different times, but Tim's going to go into that. Also this weekend, Northern Nevada Kart Club, they have a track work day. So that's going to be April 14th on that Sunday. Again, I'm going to blast through these pretty quick. Next weekend, we have Central California Kart Racing Association. That is the April 20th and 21st, as well as Blue Max Kart Club. They have race number 2. And Northern Nevada Kart Club. They have race number 1. So, again, you can find all of this on NorCal Carters on the events page. Going further out, April 27th, 28th. Kinsman Kart Club, race number 3. That's going to be at Kinsman Kart Club. Then also NCK Road Racing, so at Chuckwalla. And stay tuned. NCK has been working really hard to get the track fees down for the racers and try to collaborate. I hate that word, but in reality, they're collaborating with another series. They've readjusted their schedule for 2024. That will be updated on Norcal Karters in the next couple of days. They just released the news yesterday, so stay tuned for that. But there's going to be some more events if you want to go road racing. And if you're not sure what road racing a kart is, it's pretty simple. It's a tiny kart that we race on full-size car tracks. So Laguna Seca, Thunder Hill, Sonoma, Utah Motorsports Campus, places like that on the big tracks. Tiny karts on big tracks. That is what NCK does. And again, Norcal Karters. Click on the event you're interested in attending, and you'll see here, it'll take you to their information page, and it'll go also to their website. So again, I'm just on norcalkarters.com doing, just going through the events here. Norcal ADCC Shifter Group. They will be at Kinsman Kart Club again on the 27th and the 28th. And going over into May, Prairie City Spring Super Series race number 3, May 4th and 5th. Northern Nevada Kart Club race 2. And if you have any questions about getting into karting, you can do one of two things. You can call me or email me directly, or you can just click on any of these events that say Race Kart Experience. I work with a couple of different race kart rental suppliers, and you just let me know what dates are available. Give me 3 dates, and I will call you. I try to call within 24 hours, and if you've never tried an outdoor kart, this is the best way to do it. If you've never tried karting in general, try either a concession kart like they run at All-Star Karting at Prairie City, or an indoor place. And if you want more thrill, fill out this form, and I will call you. We will get you booked in an outdoor racing kart. If you're a motorsports fan, you will not be disappointed. And that's all I have to say about that. And let's see here. Tim, give me a thumbs up if you're ready to roll. Thumbs up. All right. So we have Tim Meyer from Go-Kart Hall of Fame sitting in the lobby. We're going to bring him on board. Tim, give me a
I'm right here.
There you are. How are you doing this evening?
Doing pretty good. A little busy, but doing good.
Nice. So, yeah, you have a kind of a big event coming up this weekend.
Yeah, this will be the inaugural event. It's got a pretty good turnout. Everybody seems pretty excited. We've got quite a few cars from back east, Midwest. It's looking pretty good. We're getting pretty excited about it right now.
Nice. What else can you tell us about it? You're piggybacking. Maybe piggyback's not the right word.
Yeah, it's the same weekend as the Vintage Karters of America event, which is their. Yep. They have probably 8, 10, 12 events a year, but they only do 2 majors, and this is one of the major events. That's where there's a little bit of a little bit more rules to it. You have to follow the Vintage Kart guidelines, where the other events are kind of promoters option. So,
and is this the VKCRA? VKCA. Okay.
Yeah, Vintage Kart Club of America.
All right, give me one moment here. I'm trying to bring them up. 17th annual Bakersfield.
Yep.
All right, I can bring them up on the website or on the stream here. Everyone that are their regular watchers can always tell when I have too many screens open. There we go. So this is directly their website. So like you said, April 11th through the 14th is going to be their 17th annual Vintage Kart Shootout. 1956 or later karts.
So that includes the Sidewinder karts.
The Sidewinders,
trying to keep the original karting alive, and the rear engine karts are the original karts.
Okay. And they have your banquet here, April 12th.
On the 12th, Friday night.
Yeah.
Gates open at 5 o'clock. We have a happy hour social from 5 o'clock to 6:30. The meal starts at 6:30 to 7:30. And then the banquet itself with the awards presentation starts then. and we'll go till we're done. And then we have the room, as long as we want to be there, so we can hang out afterwards. And the ones that aren't getting up early in the morning to go out to the track, they can hang out a little bit later.
There you go. So are you going to put a kart on the track when you go to Bakersfield?
Yeah, my son's coming up from Southern California, and he's pretty much made me do that. So I'm going to take down a few karts. I always have something there. So
okay.
I got an Emmett kart with a Yamaha on it, and I'm going to have a Invader kart, a 78 Invader kart with a Yamaha on it. So yeah, I got a few, but there's always other karts down there. I never get much time to do anything, but.
Yeah. Well, you're tying it in pretty good to Norcal Karters, because you already mentioned Emick and you mentioned Invader, so you're doing a great job with the segues.
yeah, that's for sure.
So speaking of Ron Emick, if you're watching, Ron, I tried getting Ron on. I tried getting my buddy Vince on. Vince never called me back. Ron kind of laughed at me at the track. He's like, "Oh, we'll see if we want to come on," but. Hey guys, I don't do this for me. I really don't. I do this for the karter, and everyone says, "Oh, you need to have this person on. You need to have that person on." That'd be great if people would actually like sack up and just say, "Hey, I'll give that thing a shot. I'll try to do the NorCal Karter thing." I want to hear the stories. I don't want to just hear about myself talking. I want to hear the stories from everybody, and vintage racers, current racers, club racers. I don't care. Just bring a story. So, Tim and I talked about it earlier today. I don't understand why people are they'll go drive karts at 70, 80 miles an hour, but they're afraid to come on a computer to kind of put things in perspective. But, let's see. Robert Kinsella. I ask you this every time if I say that last name right. Tell Tim.
That's right.
Robert Kinsella said hi.
Yeah. Robert comes from a old-time karting family. His grandfather Frank Kinsella. He was in the trucking business down in San Jose, and he had quite a bit of property down on the old Oakland Road, Oakland Highway. That was when it used to take an hour and a half to go from Hayward to San Jose.
Okay.
Got into karting right at the very beginning. He opened up a kart shop. He built a kart track, a test track in his backyard. He invented. He was the first one to manufacture an axle clutch that works properly. They were dealers for karting, and so the father was Frank. The son was the one that's going into the Hall of Fame. I got something. I got to look at stuff. Robert Kinsella, Robert E. Kinsella, because now his boy is running dirt karts. They're at the new Cycle Land. They're in Lodi. They've got a go-kart series starting there, but they've got back involved in karting here probably 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay.
And Robert Senior, he's my age. He's 75, 76, and he's still racing, and so the family, Robert and Frank are going into the Hall of Fame, for the West Coast. Dismore, the Emmicks, the whole family Emmicks are going in. So it's going to be a really good turnout, and we have over 100. We've got about 120. People coming now, and the list is still growing, and the hotel's getting mad at us because we keep adding meals to it. But
okay,
it's going to be a good event. It's going to be a lot of fun, and then most of them are spending the night and hanging over and coming out to the event on Saturday. So we're going to have Ronnie Emick and Vince Polero and the Schifferts and just a bunch of the pro racers from the late '70s are going to be there. So it should be if you have any interest in the history of go-karting, this will be a good event for that. Mike Manning is coming. He's supposed to. They've got a test day at Buttonwillow on Saturday, but Mike is coming for a Friday night.
Okay.
He's involved in modern karting now, so it's going to be a good event. Joe Rice and his brother Chris Rice, who were pretty much dominant back in the '70s with karting, and then Chris Gerald went on to the Indy Light Series and drove for a guy out of Monterey. So he moved up from karting to big time racing. So,
Good stuff. So you said you have 120 reservations just for the banquet?
yes.
That's fantastic. Do you have any indication on how many guys are showing up to the Kart event as well?
We should have a pretty good turnout because a lot of people that are coming down from Oregon, Washington to come to the banquet are bringing carts, and some haven't been there for very often. So yeah, we should have 65, maybe 70 carts there on the track, and then there's always half a dozen or so carts there that are just for the carts. We have a kart show on Saturday, and we have a lot of restored carts and got classes for the rear engine carts and sidewinder carts, and we've got a People's Choice Award. And we have so the kart show is generally pretty interesting. We get a lot of classic vintage carts there, some really really good ones. So it should be a good event. So they arrive on Thursday afternoon. There's no running on the track on Thursday, but the track is open all day Friday for testing and tuning. And then what's different between the VKCA bunch and the other karters is that we're a for fun event. We do some staged races on Saturday with some guys that want to get on the track with the same type of kart, Yamaha kart or a rear engine kart, and do a couple laps with the green flag start. But our group, it's just the fun part of karting. You bring your kart out, you go out on track when you want to, and we try to control. We keep the beginners off the track when the more experienced drivers are out there, and that makes it safer for everybody. But it's just a fun time. Everybody driving everybody else's karts, and it's just so it's a really kind of like karting used to be when the dad would go out and work on the kart himself, and the kid would drive. Just a fun event. That's the big. And that track has been there. Kevin Harvick started on that track there.
Kevin Harvick?
Yeah. Okay. He was aggressive. He grew up just kind of. There's a river that runs down through there. I don't remember what the name of the river is, but they used to live on the other side of the river there, and Kevin grew up there, right there.
Got it.
So.
Do you have your speakers turned up really loud?
What's that?
Do you have your speakers turned up really loud?
I don't know what I have.
Because I was starting to hear an echo of myself.
No, I don't think I do. Let me.
Okay. Well, don't mess with it now because it went away.
Oh, okay. Don't mess with it now.
Don't mess with it now. Very cool. So as you can see on the screen here, we have the Bakersfield Kart Track, Bakersfield Raceway. When I raced back in the 90s and early 2000s, I've heard of this track, and I heard that it kind of went up a hill. But it wasn't until either around COVID or after COVID where I went to the track for the first time in a shifter kart with Team Visalia. They called me up and say, hey, we're going to be at Bakersfield. And I've always heard that Bakersfield has a really good following for the KT100 stuff. Like it's just, I guess, known in the valley for a KT100 type track. But I had a lot of fun on that track in a shifter kart. It looks small, but it kind of flowed really nice in a shifter.
It flows really well, and the elevation. The picture doesn't give it the elevation, but there's probably a 300, 400 foot elevation change from the bottom corner there to the top corner to the bottom corner.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun to drive, and the surface was really smooth, and if I remember right, I'm pretty sure it was hot down there. But
oh yeah, that's right, without a doubt.
Yeah, so doing your event in April, that's a smart move.
Yeah, that's pretty much with this winter the way it's been. If we would have gone in the earlier, I think it was raining there just a couple weeks ago. So
yeah.
So yeah, that's you've got and like a lot of tracks, you have a bug issue at sometimes during the year. In June, July, the no-see-ums are really heavy there. Kind of like
Even at Bakersfield?
Yeah, Bakersfield.
Okay.
So yeah. April's really, it's not hot at all, and it's not really cold. So it's pretty.
Got it. Yeah, so I just shared your link in the chat room. Go Kart Hall of Fame. Again, we're on with Tim Meyer. We're talking about the inaugural induction of the Go Kart Hall of Fame taking place this weekend at Bakersfield. You're in Utah right now. When do you hit the road?
What's that?
You're in Utah right now. So when do you hit the road?
We've got to travel to California.
Yeah, when do you hit the road?
Well, I grew up in the Bay Area, Hayward, and so when we raced Northern California, Petaluma and Lodi, Sacramento, San Jose. San Jose back then was like driving to Southern California. Now it wasn't a straight drive. And then driving to Seaside was even longer, up over 17 from the Bay Area was an adventure.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then I just moved out of Northern California in the late 90s.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I remember again back. I'm compared to your experience. I'm a late bloomer, and I remember in the 90s, we had postcards going out, and we would receive mailers, and then the internet was starting to come out with email and stuff like that. And yeah, I remember not having GPS or anything to get to the tracks. We just kind of had to know how to get there.
Yeah. You couldn't just push it in on your radio,
No, exactly.
Get there. Yeah, no. So the car tracks were there, and they're always out in the boonies. They were a long ways away, and you had to go on farm roads to get to them. So yeah, that was.
Yeah, I always like hearing about just different tracks in the area. There was one. It was James Monaco. We were talking about 6 months ago, and he was telling me about a kart track in Lodi, and I had made the comment. It's like, yeah, it's the Cycle Bowl, and he's a flat tracker, and he's all no. He goes, I know what the Cycle Bowl is. It's not that. He goes, there was an actual go-kart track in Lodi, and he was able to find like some old pictures, and he sent them to me, and yeah, it was like just down. Apparently it's even still there, but you just go down a road, and boom, there's a tiny sprint track out there.
Yeah, it was a popular one. They did a lot of racing there.
Yeah. And I love hearing those stories because you get into sport and you become a lifer like yourself or like me, and you kind of either weren't aware of some of the tracks or I'm not even aware of a lot of the history. That's why it's been a good thing having you on. I love talking to Vince and Ronnie when they're at the track because they are very talkative. And I was hoping those guys could come on and kind of share their stories. And it's just cool. It's just seeing the evolution, just all the pictures here, all the way to what we have today with these karts with cool technology and Duracam brakes and like all this hybrid stuff. It's really neat just to see how far karting has come and also how much it hasn't changed.
Really, yeah. Karting is still karting. When the Europeans got involved, that's when the FIA got involved, and that created the bodywork that we're seeing now. That's for impact. It's not for streamlining. It's for impact protection. And
which there's that age-old argument in the current karts of does the current bodywork make shittier drivers as far not from a talent standpoint, from a aggression or dirty standpoint, because now you can bumper cart people around. Yeah,
that's carried through to I think NASCAR started that problem when they started calling rubbing is racing.
Yeah,
and I think that and as they watched more of this and then it crept into karting, because karting, the way they were originally, you got too close and you went flying through the air. You run over a back wheel. And then the body work started coming along, and that's one thing we don't have in vintage karting is there's no body work.
No. Yeah, we can see the pictures right here.
Yeah. they tried here that one picture right there. They tried it a little bit when in the late 70s. Jim Reed put together the Pro Kart Racing Association, the PKA, and that's some of the pictures here. And they tried to jazz up the karts a little bit with a little bit of body work. The little bit of a nose thing, and
yeah,
just.
I mean, the new karts. Let's be honest. With the body work, they do look pretty damn sexy. With the newer body work on them, but I don't know. You have some talented drivers out there that can move people around, even with the new body work, regardless of what the rule makers try to do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and when I was young, it's like, I don't know. I remember a few times I got moved out of the way pretty gracefully. And I was pissed. Like, are you kidding me? But at the end of the day, one time it was Wes Boswell at Sonoma going in a tic-tac-toe. And he didn't plow me from behind and snap my neck. He just pushed me in deeper than I was going to go and pushed me off the line and took the inside line. And it's like, I was mad, and at the end of the day, it's like, that was a really smooth, nice move. And then I've had other guys, they just smash your rear bumper and snap your neck in half.
Yeah.
But I think that's always going to be a part of karting, that tact and that balance.
Until you race it against the Italians and the South American drivers, they take it to the extreme.
Yeah, they're going to use you pretty good.
Yeah, they take it to the extreme. That's without a doubt.
But I mean, I think it's probably always been around. It's probably always been there, right?
Yeah, always.
I mean, you even had pictures of guys going over each other here in the photo gallery.
Yeah, because back in the day, the one of the innovation that came out of a certain period of time was that we had front bumpers. You could put a front bumper on the kart.
Yep.
But then they would put a second tube over the top of the front bumper with bearings on it. So when you ran up onto somebody, that tubing would spin around so it wouldn't snag up and lift you up. It would just let you move the guy in front of you out of the way.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. You had a roller on the front bumper.
Got it. Okay. There was one track you had in the photo gallery that I missed. I was going to ask you which track that was. It might come through here again.
And that picture, that's Tex Gresham, Will Gresham's dad, who raced motorcycles and midgets, and that's Frank Kinsella, the grandfather on the other side. That's Dart Kart Speedway back in Mansfield, Ohio. That's the Dart Kart track there.
Oh, Dart Kart. Okay. I have my camera right in the middle of my monitor. So
I see. Okay.
Yeah, so I just see the outside. I love these old pictures, though.
Yeah. And every one of the galleries things across the top has different photos. So there's we've got about 1,500 different photos on it, and we keep adding to it all the time. And I get people sending me photos all the time, as this thing kind of grows. So that's one of the early go-kart team guys down in Azusa. That's the go-kart track. That's probably 1959 right there. That's Willow Springs there. Steve Shaw, an old Carter, Mike Grabowski, some in enduro racing. That's Gary Emick when he first started.
Got a lot of history just in the pictures.
Yeah. There's Ronnie at Sacramento here not too long ago. That's there's called Goldfinger.
Okay.
Gold. So that's the bank turn when Adams Car Track first opened up down in Riverside.
That was Adams?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's that bank turn, and I don't think it's been paved since then.
Yeah, that I don't know.
Yeah. That's just Adams there, come by the tower. That's Adams there.
So again, let's refresh in case people are just joining us. Your Hall of Fame is this weekend.
Is this weekend. The inaugural banquet is this weekend, and we're going to make it an annual affair.
Yeah. Do you have a location for next year?
What's that?
Do you have a location for next year?
No, we're still deciding that right now. We'll probably have a little gathering there at this weekend and just talk about. See, you know, I don't know whether I don't know. There's a little bit of a divide, and there was with karting when karting first started, and it's, you know, it started on the West Coast.
Yep.
The majority of the national events were won by West Coast people.
Yep.
Drivers, and then the Midwest started picking up, you know, but it was still a West Coast sport. Go-kart, IKF, International Kart Federation, that was a West Coast organization, and so there's a little bit of a blow up in karting between the East and the West in about 1974 or 5. That's when World Karting Association started.
Okay.
And that divide still exists to some extent. And so we're trying really hard to mend that divide that's been in karting for a long time.
Okay.
You know, so the next event we're talking about maybe going to Texas to get more centralized. Vintage karting is starting up in Texas pretty well. There's a track in Waco, Texas that we're doing. You know, that has a weekly vintage card gathering.
Okay.
And so we'll just, this is not what's different about this Hall of Fame is that IKF had started the Hall of Fame back ways back, and it was pretty much a West Coast deal, and then WKA started their own Hall of Fame, and that's more of an East Coast deal, you know, Midwest, East Coast thing. So what we're trying to do is blend it together. So where this is a go-kart Hall of Fame, I guess now I'll call them karts instead. But yeah, that's the.
So I'm listening to you, Tim. I have my buddy Walter. He's sending me a picture of his dad, who he raced down in Peru. So I'm trying to get. I was thinking, do I just hold my phone up, or I think I'm going to try to just transfer it to my computer real quick. Let's see. Rhonda Mims Brown, welcome to the show. Yes, Denton is a good local for next year. Put on your distance glasses, California.
Yeah, you got it. Rhonda did a lot of.
Rhonda is Denton the one that's does it have a big bank on it, and then it has a quick right left combo?
Who's that? Which one?
Denton. Does it have like a big left hand sweeper?
Which one's that?
Denton.
I'm not sure.
Oh, you know what? I have the internet. What am I doing?
What are you asking me for?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. It's like traveling with a 12-year-old granddaughter. They didn't even ask you questions anymore. They just go online and pull it up.
Yeah, you know what? I'm known for making stuff really, really complicated for no reason. North Texas Carters. Pretty sure I've been there. Yes, I have been there.
Have you?
Yeah. Everyone's going, what are you looking at? No.
Rhonda put together a really good video on Lynn Haddock this past week, and we posted it on our site. But she did a really, really good job on it.
Okay. And it's on your Go-Kart Hall of Fame website?
Yes.
Okay.
And she's a local racer from you know, and she raced she did a lot of racing and a lot of winning, so she's a karter for sure.
Yeah. No, she's been around for a while.
Yes.
Yep. A lot of history there.
Yes, there sure is.
Yeah. Let me zoom in. Yeah, this is the Denton track. Yeah, so this was that combo I was talking about. People fly through here, like coming off this corner and hammering the curbs. When we were out there, we were going counterclockwise. I didn't drive it. I was doing engine support for a customer, but we were going counterclockwise.
Okay.
But yeah. It looked like a fun track.
It looked like a track that would work for shifters too.
Yeah, that's what I was out there with. Was,
really well, yeah, because
Honda.
yeah.
It was a little bit tight for that, but at the same time, it wasn't. It reminded me a lot of our NorCal tracks, actually, as far as like Dixon and Davis, or Blue Max and Kinsman. Let's see here. Let me catch up on the comments real quick. Justin, would be cool to have an interview with 209 Speedway Karters. That is actually already in the works. Oh, you run UAS? I'm guessing, or no? That is in the works. I've talked to Mr. Young a few times, and yeah, that will happen sooner than later. So let's see here. So keep an eye on the Speedway stuff. Let's see here. Rhonda, I have a bottle of champagne buried in the original turn 1. All right.
Where's that at?
So which one would be the original turn 1, Rhonda? I'll bring my cursor over.
Right there somewhere.
Yeah, I love looking at kart tracks. The other fun thing about no matter what the kart track is, no matter what the design is, it's the same for everybody.
It's the same for everybody.
Same for everybody. Let's see. Did I miss anybody else's comments in here? Team Hayward's joining us. Scott, Tim's from Hayward. Wait, Tim. Yeah, you're from Hayward, right, Tim?
I'm from Hayward. Grew up on
you're from Hayward. Scott 24D, he's from Hayward. Walter, he's from Hayward. Walter. Yeah, sorry. I forgot all about Walter. He's going, what's new? I forgot about his picture. Give me 1 second here. With his dad racing down in Peru. Let's see here.
There it is.
There it is. So quick shout out to Walter. 1, the guy always puts up with me because I'm a terrible person to work with. But 2, he's been busting his ass off the past couple of days because my real business, Extra Kart Parts, we've expanded. We went from 1,000 square feet in other multiple buildings to 3,000 square feet. So Walter's been busting his ass helping me. So I have to give him a little bit of love. Here's a picture of his dad in a vintage kart right here. And in the texts, Walter was saying that he raced all over South America, primarily Peru.
Yeah. South America has a lot of vintage karting history. Well, karting history that's become vintage, but
yeah.
South America has been a really good go-karting area, and a lot of Formula One drivers, a lot of race car drivers come out of South America.
The South Americans love their racing.
Yeah, they sure do. Yeah, that's a good picture.
Oh, and I have to eat my words. If Walter, you're still listening, I have to eat my words because a couple months ago I made the comment, Walter's not from Hayward. And he told me what his address was. And in fact, Walter is from Hayward, even though he went to a school in Union City at some point. But all right, I have to eat my own words. If I make a mistake, I'll own up to it.
Yeah, there you go.
So Walter's back on Team Hayward.
Get him back on. If he's that good of a worker, you got to keep him happy.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I mean, all day. That's why I'm not wearing a polo right now. I'm just. Yeah. I had enough time to get home. After taking my daughter to swim, getting on the podcast, but the move's been a lot of fun. It's gonna be really neat. The expansion is going to allow people to rent garage space so they can work on their own carts and also do cart storage. Because I've talked to a lot of people, almost 200 people in the past 18 months that are new to karting. And one of the biggest obstacles was no place to store a cart, no place to work on a cart. So extra cart parts is going to solve that problem for people in the Central Valley. So we'll do cart storage. Again, rent a stall by the hour to work on your own cart. We also offer cart prep. So pretty excited about all that.
Yeah, sounds like a lot of fun.
Robert Cancia. We have our first practice for 209 Speedway Carters at Lodi Cycle Bowl Sunday. So this Sunday, Lodi Cycle Bowl, first practice. And you can find them at 209 Speedway Carters with a K on Facebook.
And Cycle Bowl is a really nice racetrack. The surface is really smooth. It's been around forever. And
you're going to make me Google Map that, aren't you?
Yeah, you could do that. It's just isn't it off of 8 Mile Road there in Lodi?
I want to sound like a complete fucking idiot, more so than I usually do. Excuse my language, kids. I have no idea. It's 10 minutes from my house, and I don't know.
Oh yeah, because Cycle Bowl's right there, and then the car track is just on the same road.
Yeah, so I always, before I knew, I never went out to the Cycle Bowl for any of the motorcycle stuff.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, so I always thought where they have this convention center off of either Lockford or Turner or something like that, there's an indoor place. And for some reason, I had it in my head that was the Cycle Bowl. Like it was an indoor place.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But yeah, again, James Monaco got me straightened out on that one. It's like, no. Let's see. You said the kart track was somewhere?
Yeah, it was right on the same road that takes you to the Cycle Bowl. It was kind of just a quarter mile away from there used to be a chicken place right along Highway 99. They're called Pollard's. You remember that? It had a big sign out in front.
Oh yeah, yep.
It had like a little old vintage town there and stuff. But yeah, it's right where pretty close to where that used to be, because that's where everybody stopped and ate.
Let's see, Morse Road. That is the road that looks like Cycle Bowl's on. And then...
And the kart track is still there. The people that bought the property really aren't go-kart fans. They won't let you even park your car out in front. But
yeah, I can kind of imagine that.
Yeah, they don't have any... But you can see where they have some of their farm equipment parked on the old kart track.
Oh, I'm not even showing you the map. No. I'm all over the place, and I didn't hit the button.
Got the picture here.
Yeah, we have Walter's data.
Right
there we go.
But the really nice, smooth racetrack. They've got that dirt figured out. That's for sure. It's more of a slick track for karts, but knobbies don't, burst tires don't seem to, because it blue grooves pretty quick.
Yeah. So for those of you that missed it, this is Lodi Cycle Bowl out in Lodi. Yeah. Again, for a couple of years, I'm a transplant, so I'm not from Galt or Lodi or anything else. I thought the Cycle Bowl was an indoor place, similar to like Chili Bowl.
Yeah, I got you.
But you learn something new every day. That's the whole point of this show. I like learning. I like learning about new things. So we will have George Young on at some point in the very near future to talk about the Oval Speedway Carter stuff. But tonight we have Tim Meyer on with Go Kart Hall of Fame. He was talking about the inaugural induction of the Go Kart Hall of Fame this weekend in Bakersfield, as well as the vintage stuff. So if anyone has any questions for Tim or myself, chime away. Give me a moment. I keep saying every show for everyone on Instagram. The chat doesn't come into our show, so I've got to go back over to Instagram and check it out. But it doesn't we don't have any comments over there anyway, so no big deal. Everything's on YouTube and Facebook.
Well, yeah. We've got a Go Kart Hall of Fame site on Facebook too, as well.
And then if they go to your website, it'll take you to the Facebook site.
I don't know whether we're that computer literate yet, but we're going to get there.
Oh, okay.
But
it says Instagram feed coming soon. You know, at least you're trying and you're doing something to help promote a form of karting.
Yeah.
Let's see if you have a link on the bottom here. No, not yet.
Yep.
It'll be there
Yeah, one of these days.
one of these days.
Yeah,
It just takes time, right?
yeah. Maybe we got a little second. I could mention some. See, when I started this thing, I was ready to just to do it, and as we progressed along, and like I said, over the past couple of weeks, month and a half, yeah, 3 weeks maybe, we really started getting a lot of interest from all around the area, and Rod over at RLV gave me a call. He says he wanted to come to the banquet, with a Rod, and so they asked me if they could help me out with anything. So I said, sure, I could use all the help I could get, and so Art got on the phone and sent out a letter to some of his customers, and he's got us a list of sponsors now that I think will stick with us for the whole time. We got Burst Racing came on board, Margate Karts, they're going to sponsor us a little bit. Adams Motorsports Park, Haddock Limited, RLV, of course, and then Troy Adams Coaching. They're out of Adams Kart Track down in Southern California, and he's got some pretty good juniors coming along. So Troy's making that work. Terry Trader with his TNT. I guess they're golf carts, and they've got the track in Quincy, and then of course RLV, Target Distributing, which is just another East Coast supplier. Lake Speed has come on board. Mark Dismore with Common Card Sales, and Terry Ives. So
nice. Well, there's a lot more sponsors on there than last time we talked.
Yes, yeah. This just happened. Art did it for me, so we owe a lot to him. He's made it possible for us to get a really nice stage banner, and I got my son has a company too out of Southern California. It's called Spoke Logistics, and they deliver medical supplies, and he's helped out some too. So
nice.
So yeah, and then we had a lady. He was a karter in the late 50s or early 60s. I've got a picture of her somewhere, and she won. Got her sitting in a cart got hundreds of trophies around her, and her name is Betty Orlandino. She's from upper state New York, and she won a lot of races back in that period of time. For most women at that time, girls at that time, ran in what was called a powder puff race. They would drive their husbands or their sons or somebody's cart, and they'd have a little powder puff race. Well, she raced with the men, and that was back before Kathy Hartman came along. She was, and so she then she a retired doctor now, but in Florida, and she wanted to help out. She said she couldn't make the event, but she wanted to help out, so she stepped up to help sponsor it too. So
nice.
So we're getting. I think we're headed in the right direction. Vintage karting is just a little bit lower key. It's just and it's less money. But it's just another segment of karting, like and we want to encompass. There's a list of the inductees for this year. We try to get as many of the old original karters that are still with us or have family that's still around and inducted this year. And so for next year, we'll probably only do 8 karters probably total.
Okay.
Back off a big. But yeah, that's a pretty good. Tony Atkins, Kyle Atkins, and Bill Atkins was the dad, and he was the engine builder. Rocky Buff, Bob Burris, that's Mike Burris's father.
Okay.
And he was a pretty good, and then the Casil we talked about, Emerson Dismore and Mark Dismore. Mark they've got the car track in Indiana, and Mark went on to drive Indy cars out of Karts. The Emmix, Wheeler Gresham, Jack Lehman is from up in the Northwest. He's one of the guys, Len Haddock. And so we got a really good group of people, and we got Richard Peck from Texas. He did the Hornet Kart. We got Jeff Nelson's going to be there. Junior Neal, who is just a legend of karting. He's raced. I don't know. I think he said 107 different tracks around the country. He's won, I don't know, 25 or 30 national IKF events and WKA events. So we got Gerald Rice, so we got a really good bunch of people being there. So
good stuff.
It's going to be a good one.
And then Robert Kinsella, he's on here.
Who?
Robert Kinsella.
Yes, Robert Kinsella and Frank.
Friday is his birthday. Remember that, Tim. Friday is his birthday.
I've already got that written down. I told him I'd bring him a cake.
You'll bring him a cake.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm older than he is, though. So
we got Andy Seisman.
Yes, Andy Seisman. He's a race promoter now.
He is. He's out of Sonoma getting ready for round 5 and 6.
That's right.
Challenge of the American.
And he fled California. He's up in Idaho.
Yes.
Living large.
Yeah. So he's slamming some cocktails at Perry's in Novato.
Yeah.
Hey Andy, how is Perry's? Is it good? I mean, he's eating there, so it's got to be okay. But is that? I think that's the old. I think they called it the Red Fox or something. Is that the Best Western? But I could be mistaken. But Andy's chiming in. Anyone else have any questions for Tim or myself? Any last minute details you want to go over, Tim?
No. I think we've covered about everything.
When do you arrive in Bakersfield?
We're going to get out of here probably Wednesday morning because we're waiting for a couple things in the mail. So I'd get out of here on Tuesday, and I'm going to get down and help the guys paint the parking lot, and we're going to move the pit gate down to the bottom side of the track, so us old guys don't have to push all the way up the hill to get out onto the track. So,
oh, got it. Yeah,
it works pretty nice.
How long is the drive for you from Utah?
Pulling a trailer about 6 hours.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah. My wife could probably do it in 4.5, but
okay.
But when I drive it probably takes about 6 hours. Then if you stop, whatever, it just depends on what we're doing. If it's nighttime, I just drive straight through. So
got it. That's not far at all.
So no, it's but by car without a trailer, we could do it in 5 hours maybe.
Okay.
So no, it's just not that far away, but just takes a little bit of time pulling a trailer.
Yeah. Very cool. All right. Well, I'll let you have some closing words here. I know it's you're out there later.
Well, it'd be yes, an hour later here, I guess. No, just if modern karting, my son still does modern karting. It's a good stepping stone. But if you just want to, if you want to just get out and have fun with your grandkids or your kids, to get out and get a vintage kart and show up at the vintage kart event, it's a relaxing, fun time, kind of like karting used to be. So modern karting is just competitive, which is great. It's a great father and son sport, and we need people to get into motorsports events because the crowds are thinning out, and we need more people involved. So with the event, if you're still in town, if you want to come down, we're on the track on Friday. We're on the track on Saturday. Come down and just, if you're in that area, Bakersfield, Fresno, that area, just come out and take a look. The track is on highway. I think it's 178 that heads east out of town. But you can put Bakersfield kart track and pull it up on your phone.
Yeah, it pops right up on modern GPS.
Yeah. So it'll get you there. So that's about all. And I really thank Jason for these opportunities for all your Northern California tracks, especially. To get. I just wish. Our problem is most of the vintage kart guys don't have a modern phone. They've got maybe a flip phone or something still, but I know the reason why we don't have Cherry Eyes on here is that he doesn't have a computer. I don't think. We got a guy from he was from the Hayward area originally, and he's living in Hawaii now, and his wife passed away a few years ago, so he's using her email and internet and Facebook page. So he logs on under his wife's name.
Yeah.
And when he first did, I couldn't make the connection. He was talking like she was the boss. I always thought Don was the boss, which is probably the case anyway. But yeah, he's just so, and that's rampant in the vintage karting. I mean, there's very few that are internet wise. So that.
Yeah. Well, I definitely appreciate your time and coming on, and there's plenty of room in our sport for promoting it at different levels, whether it's vintage, whether it's current, whether it's just a weekend warrior that just goes pounds laps. It doesn't matter. I mean, there's so many different ways of entering the sport and having a lot of fun with it.
Yes, yeah, without a doubt, and especially with a shop like this, because nowadays, back when I was a kid, and back probably we had auto shop and we had speed shops on every corner, and we had it is a different era now. Now, like you said, most homes don't have a garage big enough for a go-kart garage or anything, and so you offered a shop that has shop space where they can come bring their cart, buy a cart, come bring their cart back to you, and just get a little advice and show them how to use tools nowadays. So.
Yeah, no, and you're right, and a lot of us take it for granted that have been around the sport where, we've had garage, we've had access to places to work on things, and you kind of don't, until you start talking to a lot of people, you don't really realize why people don't get into the sport. I personally, when it comes to, if someone says money, I'm not a financial coach. I'm not going to teach people how to budget.
Right.
So that you kind of rule that excuse out. It's like, okay, well, you already have your obstruction with money. But if it comes to needing a place to work on it or not knowing where to go or what tracks are around, it's like, that's what Norcal Karters is trying to do. We're trying to fill that little void and having well-rounded guests on. And we have you on. We've had Andy Saisman on a number of times. I mean, there's two different contrasts right there: vintage karting and Challenge of the Americas. And again, there's room for everybody in the sport.
There definitely is, and like you said, like we're talking about now, homes don't have garages, and it like they used to have. And you got two cars in them, and they don't have auto shop, or and so they want to watch it, they want to be involved. And the other thing, I've taken my go-karts to vintage hot rod shows, and I've never had any old guy or anybody in their 50s walk by me and say, "Oh, I hated those days." They always say that was the most fun time of my life. I bonded with my father. We'd go do stuff on weekends. I wasn't a baseball guy. I wasn't a ball sports guy, and my dad definitely wasn't. And so it gave us time to bond with our dad. Sometimes the moms even came. But I've never had anybody say, "Oh, I hated those days. That was the worst time in my life." And I've talked to a lot of people.
Yeah, so, and you're right. And Walter and I, we joke about having a series called Karting with Walter, because he was brand new to karting. Well, now it's 2 years. Him and I were talking about it the other day. It's been 2 years since he got started, and he has so many questions about karting. And people that know me well know that I don't have the best personal skills when it comes to like patience and things like that. But I just forgot. I forgot how many questions I had when I started, because it was so long ago. And it's like, he has all these questions that are very valid. And him and I have like talked, well, we need to do a Karting with Walter series when I talk about basic questions, like it needs to be very basic questions for those people that don't have access to the shop or don't have access to this or that. But those videos, I'm always looking for sponsors to kind of prioritize it. But I guess now that my shop's growing, Extra Kart Parts is just going to sponsor everything until another shop steps up to the plate.
Well, it could help the business aspects of it too. But
it's a great lead generator. I'm not going to say too much on it
because I know club racing, going to a major event, which is fine, and there's really a place for that high level of competition. But as a beginner in karting, you pull up to the front gate, and you walk in that front gate, and you got to go, holy crap, what is this?
Yeah.
With the big tents and the 40 carts in a tent, and everybody having their own tuner, their own media guy. It's pretty hard. It's pretty hard to catch a fish. Somebody that wants to get involved in the karting with showing them that. Oh God, I can't do that. And the problem is, I think that's creeping into your local karting too, and people don't want to go out there and get run over. You don't have to win, but you want to at least feel like you stand a chance. And with what you're doing, I think is really a good way to present karting to that the kid that wants to race. He watched a little bit of Formula One on TV, and that's where he wants to go. And the dad can at least get started with sanely.
Yeah, well, it's a catch-22 because when you want to watch really good racing, you go to the big races, and the guys at the front of the field, they just really know how to maneuver the carts. I mean, it's just fun to watch.
Yeah.
But yeah, it can be overwhelming when you see the big, the semis and the big tents. It's like, oh wow, is this karting? And then you get the exact opposite at the club level. It's just like, okay, you got guys maybe with an easy up, guys working out the back of the truck, and that's how a lot of us started or still do it. And but it's just not going to be as polished, and people need to understand that as well.
And if you if you don't have to have a brand new go-kart, you could sell a nice used couple-year-old cart and a motor and help the kid along, and he can get a trophy.
Yeah.
At some point, you got to, and I don't believe in the 100% trophy thing, and so this gives the kids a chance to actually get there and win some trophies or at least be competitive and feel like, because every time you go run a go-kart, you say, God, you're so much faster every time you go out, because it's a learning process. I think it's a really good bonding part with the father, especially if the father's helping.
Yes. And you definitely see a lot more of that at the local club stuff, where it's still very family oriented, where the families are actually working on the stuff. As the bigger events, it's almost like you have the go-kart, babysitter teams, which is fine, because there's plenty of room in karting for all of it. It just, we need to be able to tell people, okay, what do you want from karting? Do you want the babysitter and the big pretty tents and the nice team uniforms? You go here. Yeah. Or do you want to work on the kart with your kid and learn how not to have the chain fall off? Then you're going to go here. Like, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, for sure. And it's just a good bonding experience for the family, and it teaches the kid, now it teaches the kid a little bit of mechanical aptitude, which doesn't mean they're going to be a master mechanic, but it's like algebra. When you take algebra in school, well, we never use algebra. Yeah, you use algebra every day doing construction work. It teaches you the correlation, in a triangle, that how far away, you could estimate and do, so I think karting is the same thing. It gives you that bonding experience with other kids, and parents, and so it's a really fun deal.
Yeah,
I think.
All right, so tell our listeners how they can get a hold of you. Can they still register for the banquet this weekend? Is it too late? What if they bring you cash?
We've ordered a few extra meals just in case.
Okay.
So if you want to come out to the banquet, if you're an ex-karter and you've been away for a while, or if you're a new karter and you want to meet some of the people, give us a call. My phone number is 435-668-9347. Give us a call. We can get you in, pay for it at the door, because we just want to have people there and enjoy the experience. And we've got some extra food, not a lot, so you can't wait till Friday and show up. But if you want to go, give us a call. We're on the internet. Our webpage is gokarthalloffame.com, which is pretty simple. So yeah, if you're interested in the vintage karting side of it, give us a call. We can kind of point you in the right direction.
Walter, I love you. I didn't even. My wife doesn't listen to this show. I hope not. Yeah. Sorry, Tim. We caught everything you said. Walter just chimed in. Jason, thanks for the kudos. I hope your wife is not listening. I've not told my wife yet.
Is that right?
So we have Tim Meyer this weekend, Bakersfield. You can reach out to him 435-668-9347. And that is going to be the inaugural Go-Kart Hall of Fame induction this weekend in combination with the VKRA Bakersfield event.
Yep. And they're online, or you could just go online or on your phone and go to Bakersfield Kart Track, and that'll get you there.
Very cool. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to join us tonight.
See, this is Robert Aikinsilla. This is Frank's grandson, and then so yeah, this is the whole family. They even got him involved in karting, and I think Robert's got his kid involved in karting. They're
okay. So 3 generations or 4 generations?
4 generations.
4 generations.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Yes. So yeah, they're good karting blood there for sure.
Good stuff. Yeah. All right. Well, Tim, thank you again. We'll have to have you back on. Take your notes from the show or from the weekend, and then come back on and give us a recap of how everything went.
Certainly will.
And
I appreciate it.
Once again, you can find Tim on gokarthalloffame.com. And I appreciate you joining us tonight. And you can stay in the studio if you want to catch up for a few moments, and I'm going to wrap the show up.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. So that was Tim Meyer from the Go-Kart Hall of Fame. This weekend, they will be down in Bakersfield for a VKRA, which is a vintage kart event. And that's taking place this weekend at Bakersfield, along with the inaugural Go-Kart Hall of Fame induction. So that should be a lot of fun for all those guys down there. And we will have Tim Meyer back on later in the year to kind of recap the event and go over some things, and then talk about maybe there'll be some release for next year as well. But you can go to the Go-Kart Hall of Fame website, check out the pictures, check out the inductees for this year. And you can also check out the inductees or the nominees for future years. And if you have requests for who should be inducted in the Hall of Fame, you can send them to Tim Meyer. So that list is actually quite long that he has on the website already. And he said ever since they really kicked off their Facebook page, he's getting contacts multiple times a week of suggestions and things like that. So, and I enjoy talking to Tim. It's just a whole different aspect of karting that I don't have a lot of knowledge on. So I'm always learning from others in the sport. So I like it. Again, this show's not for me. It's for all the karters out there. So as you can see, the backdrop, these are our 2024 supporters. We appreciate all of you. And go to norcalkarters.com, click on the events tab to find an event coming up near you. And we are working on expanding a little bit further outside of Norcal Karters. So if you're a industry person or a business and you feel like Norcal Karters, the name doesn't really quite encompass your market you want to target, reach out to me, because we are looking for sponsors to expand further out of Norcal Karters. And with that being said, if we all get one person to karting, we'll double by next year.